Welcome into another live draft here on the Campus to Canton YouTube page. Hopping into these Underdog Best Balls, which launched yesterday, July 7th for the 2025 season. We're really excited about it. Before we get into it and everything, Matt, I think we have to issue a disclaimer at the beginning of this. I did one of these last night with Chris K. Chris K is the head of our Best Ball DFS team here. He's very knowledgeable about all these things. I sat here and just kind of drove the car, and he did everything else. We don't have a Chris K here with us tonight. So I think this one's going to be more of a two idiots trying to handhold and get their way to the end of this draft. Is that a fair way to describe how tonight's going to go, Matt?
I think so. I used to, you say that I was on here with Mox last year. Obviously, last year was the first year that they launched these college football best balls with Underdog. Me and Mox did a ton of them together. Yeah, I relied a lot on Mox. I just kind of went off vibes, which is probably I only won I think $40 altogether in all the ones that I entered last year. So
gross or net are we talking here?
Well, I probably entered 10, so I was negative.
Okay, you lost money. Okay,
I lost money. Yeah,
I was like, $40 is $40. You know, that's not nothing to sneeze at.
Which I didn't even realize. I'm gonna be honest because I'm just very conceited's not the right word. What's the word I'm looking for here? Confident. I'm very confident in everything that I do for the most part. And I saw your tweet earlier that a bunch of a couple of our subs and everything finished. I was like, oh, maybe I was one of those, and I just never looked at my Underdog account. I gotta go back and look.
I got money just waiting for me. It's like those emails that you get. That's like you have unclaimed money waiting for you. Yeah. Matt was like, that's me.
Realized I won a couple, which I did not because I stopped looking very early on. Especially because I had Jack Velling as my tight end in a lot of them. Oh, okay, it's about to start up right now. I'm no longer the number one pick, so
we'll be chatting throughout this. We're neither of us are strategy, gurus on this, but I mean we play in a ton of different leagues. We know enough to not, Lenurus. I mean, we're not going to be doing that here the whole time. We know a little bit about what we're talking about.
I am the 9th pick, so that's not that bad.
I think that's the exact pick that we had last night, Kay and I. Which, by the way, and again, I made this deal with Kay last night. If that one hits the big time, I get 10% cut. So.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. I did not realize that because I'm doing this on a whole different tab that is why it's not going to let me share here. Maybe so. We're just going to work. There we go. Look at that. I figured it out eventually.
It's got to be smarter than the computer.
Is that working? Because I can't see what I'm doing.
Boom. There we go.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I'm interested. So I want since you can't draft in where you're at,
hell,
you can help me draft this team here. This is going to be my first one. I'm probably going to go and start doing these actually pretty heavily now. I have not had a chance to watch what you and Kay have been doing. What's kind of been the general strategy that Kay has gone with while he's been doing these?
I can tell you with all the authority that I can muster that it sounds like maybe one wide receiver early, and then otherwise you're kind of hammering running back, quarterback early.
Gotcha.
So we'll see what this lands on here for you. I mean, if Jordan Tyson or something was sitting there, I don't think he's going to make it. That would be. I have a feeling the Sellers, Tyson are going to be the next two picks, unfortunately. Obviously,
there goes Tyson. I forgot how to put the draft board up here.
So if the draft board, I don't know either. That's okay. This is how we did it last night. All right. You are on the clock. And
I'm going to take Sellers.
Sellers is actually, because Matt has shown here, and we'll talk about this, you can sign up for a membership at campuscan.com. Any of our membership levels will include the best ball stuff, our rankings, our scheduling matrix, all that kind of stuff. You can download our rankings, upload them as a CSV. And so Matt had our top ranked player, which is Lenore Sellers, fall to him at the 1-9. So
I would really like to get Brown here if I could.
I'm actually going to remove this lower banner while we're doing this, just so everyone can see all of the screen.
Okay.
Oh, we're still on the screen. I didn't want that. Bye-bye.
Not really loving the running backs here. I don't know if I want to go double quarterback. Because you said hammer running back, huh?
Double QB, as Chris and I talked about last night when we did our first show. Last year, double quarterback start had the lowest advance rate of any first 2-round combination. So obviously the player pool changes a lot more in college than NFL. So a little bit different than what we've seen with that. But yeah, so the double quarterback, probably not the way you want to start in a lot of these.
So here's what's frustrating to me is like I can see on my phone where the draft board is. I'm not seeing it on this page. I don't know if Chris K is watching and can tell me where I'm messing this up and being an idiot at, because I'm really not seeing this at all.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have no idea either. Not my. Like I said, I can't play this in PA, so I have zero idea, and I don't do any NFL stuff or anything. So
I wonder if you can play in Colorado. I'll be there most of next week. I was hoping to get a bunch of drafts in, but anyways, see, I was really hoping, and I guess I'm gonna have to be earlier on the draft board. I know one of the ones that Kay did, because I saw him post his team. He did the Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson stack. I would love to have at least a couple of those, just because of how good I expect both of them to be this year.
Yeah, you are the OG.
Oh, I bet you that's it right there. Boom! Look at that. Finally figured it out. I'm only just slightly better than Felix at figuring out how to work a computer.
But now we can't see the available players.
Oh, I can go back. It's just this X button right here.
Oh, interesting. See? Okay.
All right. So we're going to add some player. Sam Levitt's still available. Do I go Sam Levitt even though I cannot? You got Josh Hoover there. Well, we got running backs.
Yeah, I think running back would be very tempting for me here because it's starting to thin out already. I'm surprised that Randall is still that. Oh, no. That's our ranking of Randall.
Yeah. Dang it. I was really hoping to get Durham. That was who I was hoping would fall.
So if you sort by ADP, who's the top remaining guy by ADP right now?
Jamal Haynes.
Okay. Moulton, Willis, some guys there.
And ours, Wayshawn, Justice Haynes, Adam Randall, Wayshawn Parker. I already know who I'm going to go, assuming he falls to me. So I'm going Haynes. I really do think he's in for a massive year this year with Michigan. So, you know what? See, but you said he's kind of suggested getting at least one wide receiver.
If you can, I think so, yeah.
I don't really love his here. I might just go Wayshawn Parker here too.
Wait, really? I love those top 3 guys that are all there. Boston, Surratt, Stribling. I like all of them a lot this year.
Yeah, I mean Surratt maybe with why am I forgetting the quarterback's name that just transferred in there? Mendoza, right?
Yeah.
We'll see. I just really like Wayshawn Parker, but maybe there goes Boston. So I'm not getting.
I actually really like Utah's offense this year. I think Parker is going to have a good season. I have a super sleeper that's probably not appropriate for underdog leagues from Utah's offense in deeper formats this year.
Do we think Deshaun Stribling's going to be that good with Ole Miss this year?
I think if he's their wide receiver 1, that's a lot of upside. That's a lot of
because all the wide receivers I wanted just went. He was the last one I really wanted.
Yeah.
Could get my guy Mekhi Lemon, but is that me? I'm up. We're just taking him.
All right. So Matt right now has 3 running backs and a quarterback through the first 4 picks. I'm going to go to this little site called campus2canton.com and punch in your roster in our scheduling matrix and see.
Ooh, that's the one thing I needed to. I forgot about that. I remember the first couple of drafts I did with Chris last year. I completely forgot to look at the scheduling matrix to see if anybody had the same bye weeks. Because it doesn't show on.
It doesn't show it on there. So that you have to go. If you go in and you just type in all your players as you're drafting them, it will kind of piece together their schedules together for you, so you can kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. And who do you have? Claiborne, Haynes, and Wayshawn Parker.
Yeah, and then Sellers, at quarterback is what it is. I'm really not Wesco, Douglas at wide receiver, Carnell Tate. What's been the general consensus on tight end? Like I know last year it was kind of like if you don't get one of those like top couple guys, it was just kind of like let's just wait. Like I remember I was drafting Jack Belling last year, which again, didn't do any of my teams any good really. As like one of my last picks, or like toward like the end of all my drafts. What has kind of been the general consensus on tight ends this year?
I mean, I don't think anyone's really going crazy for tight ends right now, but I mean, it's still early. I mean, are you thinking about taking one here?
The board back up. No, God, no. I was just curious as to like what, because I mean, we've got Sadiq's off the board, Eli Stowers off the board. I think those are the only 2 tight ends that have been drafted so far. So I was just curious. I'll probably wait till. Oh, I guess I should go back to available players. Okay, so I'm up.
Kind of like Simmons if he's sitting there. That's not a bad pick. What I mean, you still don't have a wide receiver? Who are the top wide receivers by ADP and by our rankings right now?
Wesco. I'm gonna go Simmons. Right now, the top wide receiver is Wesco. By ADP, it's Eugene Wilson.
Interesting. Okay.
I think I'd rather have Douglas over Wesco.
I mean, the whole Clemson offense is nice to grab a piece of it, but I think I'm probably just grabbing whichever wide receiver is last.
Yeah.
If I'm taking one at all.
That's gonna be my plan, is to take Mr. Douglas here. Of course, he just went, didn't he? No, wait, maybe. Did I click on Brian Wesco on asking? I did click on Brian Wesco on accident. Come on, don't snipe me, Draco. All right, cool.
And why were you so interested in getting Caleb Douglas there?
I mean, I don't think there's much of a difference for me between him and Wesco. I just don't know how that Clemson offense is going to be. There's a lot of weapons there. I feel like Douglas could, for the most part, lead the Texas Tech room. So I think, oh hey, Michael Batkins, what's up? Just want a guy that I think could actually lead his team in receiving. I don't know that I think Brian Wesco does that. So just figured I'd go with Douglas there.
Fair enough. Okay. So, I mean, we've got a little bit between picks here now that you've got yourself in the groove here. Matt, why don't you show everyone, let's see, your team as of now through the first 6 rounds.
Oops. So right now we're rocking with Lenore Sellers and Austin Simmons at quarterback, running backs, Damon Claiborne, Justice Haynes, Wayshawn Parker, and then Caleb Douglas at wide receiver. And what's the schedule matrix looking like? Can you share that screen as well on your end?
I can't share 2 screens at once. No. So unfortunately that is going to be off screen.
Oh, I meant like we can take this off and then put that one up, right? Or no, you can't. No, yeah, you can't. No. Dang it. Yes, I was going to say. So what's it looking like though for that?
Actually, I just accidentally refreshed the page. Give me 1 second here. Justice Haynes, Wayshawn Parker, Austin Simmons, and Caleb Douglas. So right now, looking at your bye weeks, you've got 3 guys that have week 6 bye weeks, including Sellers and Simmons. So 2 of your quarterbacks.
Wait, both my quarterbacks right now are off week 6?
2 of the both of them are.
I only have 2, so yeah. Okay, cool.
So that's good. I mean, you 5 quarterbacks is kind of what everyone's shooting for. So we've got some time there. And they have different second bye weeks, which is nice. Sellers is 11th and Simmons is 13th. So there is that. But other than that, like, you're pretty clean. Justice Haynes and Douglas both have week 5 buys, but I mean, different positions, whatever. That's not too concerning. And then Wayshawn Parker does also have a week 6 buy as well. So,
all right, I got a question for you, because there's per hour rankings, a pretty big outlier on the board right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we so high on Adam Randall? What am I missing? Because I'm not high on Adam Randall.
Yeah, Kay and I didn't have a large discussion on this last night. I just don't believe in him as like an actual running back threat.
I'm with you.
I think that they surprised Texas a little bit with that wrinkle. They hadn't really rolled that out a ton last year before that game. And then their hand was kind of forced in that one. He's not a super physical guy. And running back just requires a certain physicality. I mean, I think you're probably hoping that the offense is just so good that he can score a bunch of touchdowns. I think that probably is kind of their thought process when I've heard them talk about him, the best ball guys on our team. But he's not a player that I am super into at this point. Right,
What?
Matt, you got to start taking some wide receivers here, I think.
That's what I'm aiming for right now. That's what I moved over here for.
I mean, Chris Bell is like, well, as I say, Chris Bell
Well,
would
yeah,
have
that's what I
been
was.
screaming at me at my last pick. I
Yeah.
think I would have much preferred him over Kyson Brown, but
It's all right. You know, I don't want Dane Key. I really don't want Jacoby Lane either, to be honest with you. Do I have to take a wide receiver right now?
you don't have to. I mean, the board's just going to start shrinking pretty quickly here.
Do I just go Dane Key? Oh, I'm out of time. Dang it. 20 seconds is not enough time. I don't really love that pick. I wanted to go another quarterback, but it's okay. It's okay. I caved in the peer pressure of Austin here. It's a pretty crappy looking wide receiver room at the moment.
I mean, I think the rest of your wide receivers, the one that really stands out to me, I don't understand why Ian Strong is ranked so high. I don't think
For
that
us,
passing offense is like any no for everybody. Like we're right at ADP with him. It's not like we're like I just don't get the Ian Strong stuff.
We are.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Did he have a really good year last year? I honestly don't remember.
Really good? No. I mean, it wasn't like bad, and he's young, so. But I don't think they have great quarterback play. I don't think the offense it's going to be like a passing offense I'm terribly into. Last year 43 for 676 and 5. I mean, I don't know how much higher than that he's going to go. 6,807 feels like the range, like the ceiling for him.
Xavier Townsend. UCF. I remember writing him up for the freshman supplemental guy. I really liked him.
He was a running back then, right?
Yeah. I mean, he played both, but yeah, he committed as a running back for UCF. I think that was when was that still when Gus Malzahn was there? I think that's why I was kind of excited about him going there. And I mean, he didn't really do much, unfortunately, but
has seen a little bit of a rebirth here as a wide receiver, I think.
Should I go? Do I go Mike Valerie's boy, Hudson Clement?
At this point, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I mean, because if you're doing enough of these drafts, you kind of end up with a bunch of these guys anyway. For me, philosophically, I always feel like once the wide receivers start coming off the board, I'm just going to buy guys that are going to be in really good passing offenses and hope that we are wrong on who the lead guy is. But
Yeah, that's why I took Mosley. I don't know that he ever really actually leads Texas, but maybe he can have like a Matthew Golden-esque type year. Just score a lot of touchdowns.
I think you've got some real interesting guys here at the top of the board. Like now, Nico Martial. I think Jack Endries is interesting. High Shop. You think he's the guy at Kansas? And there's some intriguing players on the board right now. We'll see.
Well, someone just yelled at me not to take any more running backs, so I might go quarterback. What's dang it? What's Shapen's bye weeks? Just because it doesn't show on here, right?
It won't show on there. No. You said check Shapen?
Yeah, maybe in 10 seconds, maybe.
7 and 13, so
boom.
clear of 6. You would have That's two fine. Guys with week 13 buys.
That's all right.
What other quarterbacks are on the board?
So right now, quarterbacks you got wherever Retzlaff's going to end up: Zeviak House, Miller Moss, CJ Bailey, Nico, Luke Altmaier, Steve Angeli. Why is Steve Angeli for Syracuse so high for us?
Ooh,
that's got to be.
They threw for a ton of yards last year, right?
Yeah, but Ricky Collins is a starter, is he not? Did I miss that?
I think a lot of people are projecting Angeli to be, since they went out and specifically dug him out of the portal late this spring.
I thought they had already announced it, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I think people expect Angeli to be the starter there.
Interesting. There's our boy Connor Wigman, Gio, Dylan Raiola. See, I don't know. I saw someone in the chat earlier who said they've been getting Blake Shapen as their 5th QB. He's my 3rd. I must just have
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was a little bit of a reach.
Me? Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks for letting me know. ADP.
Because of how the ADP works, I don't know. I think maybe the better way is to sort it by the ADP and then see where some of the values are still sitting on the board. I don't know. It might just be.
I mean, Ian Strong's the best value on the board. Ian Strong and Luke Reynolds right now. Oh, Scott's already almost back.
Eagers did say, or Eggers said QB going super quick here. So they are going a little bit off the board quicker.
Gotcha. Yeah, CJ Carr just went here the 11th pick, 11.4 in the 11th round. Interesting.
And I heard a few whispers the other day that Minchie is more in the mix there than people are saying. I don't know that I believe that, but I think it was interesting to hear.
Oh, he took Shapen at 173. Yeah, that's like 50 picks behind where we're at right now. And I took him a round ago. So, well, this one's really everybody's passing on Ian Strong. So in this draft, at least everybody must agree with you on that. Why do we have Jeff Caldwell so high?
People love Jeff Caldwell. I've taken him in a bunch of supplemental drafts. Could be since he's leading receiver. Supposed to be an athletic freak.
What are we looking at tight end wise? Just a Luke Reynolds still top guy. Pretty good value as well.
Haas is still there. There's some rumors that Reynolds isn't going to be the leading tight end at Penn State this year. So I think that's an interesting one, and it's one that I think I'm sure we'll be continuing to chew on over the next few weeks as these drafts continue.
At what point do I just take Ian Strong? I mean, he's like the outlier here for our rankings and the ADP, which again is interesting. But the ADP has him at 84.1.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's it. This is your account. This is
That's true. I know. I just want to win some money. I want to look like I know what I'm doing here, even though I don't. Come on. That's actually who I was just gonna take him. Do I just take our boy John Tate Cook?
New idea, new stream idea.
Yeah, what's that?
We do stream just like hours and hours long as it takes, just you and me until we finish a draft where we get to the end of it and we're like that team's advancing.
Oh God! I don't know who to take. I'm just taking John Tate. I don't care.
That could be 1 hour. Could be 10 hours. I think let's draw up the plans for that right now, Matt.
Let's do it. We'll work on that. We'll do that. We'll do that in a weekend or so once I get back from vacation. You know, if it was you, me, and Mox, I feel like after every show last year, me and Mox like this one has a chance to be a winner. I really like this team. I'm not feeling that good about this team so far. I'm not really loving it. I feel like I really need to get a couple more quarterbacks. What are these 20 rounds again, right? So I got 8 more
20.
picks.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 more.
I mean, I think there's still some decent quarterbacks on there. I mean, Angeli, I think if you're just shooting for pure upside here, Angeli's interesting. I think, again, like we're shooting for upside. Bo Perbola, if you're thinking that he can just score a ton of rushing touchdowns, I think that's interesting.
Yeah, that's possible.
I think Ricky Collins is wasting a pick. I'm
just starting him because he's interesting. I think he's going to start. So
TJ Harden's really interesting. I can't believe he's still on the board. Him and Terry Stewart at running back.
Real quick. There's a lot of people in these chats last year crapping on me saying Sam Levitt's a guy you want to take late. So I'm saying
Sam Levitt was penciled in as the starter already.
Yeah, but he was not getting drafted early at all. He was always one of my last quarterbacks. All I'm saying is Steve Angeli sucks. We've seen.
I mean, you've got 2 players start there who might not be starting.
Who's going to start at Oklahoma State? What am I missing here? I was just like,
have you not been reading like any? How am I doing shows with you right now? And you do not know who any of these people are.
Reading anything recently. I'm taking a small mental break from everything college football for like the past 2 weeks, maybe, which is probably not good. What's going on at Oklahoma State? Why is my boy Haas Haney not going to start?
I mean, I don't think he was running as like the one this offseason for them.
Who's running as the one?
They've got like 6 guys. I think it was the dude that there's 3. There's like a bunch of really good running backs there, and you're taking the one that I would absolutely have not taken from that group.
I'm not taking him. I'm just reading the highlights on him. I was just reading this right here. I was thinking about taking Harden. I almost took him last round.
Harden, Richard, and Stewart are all good players, I think. In good situations.
We'll go Harden. What's been the consensus? Been like same as last time? 8 running backs, 8 wide receivers?
It's like 6 and 7 of those two essentially, and then like you can kind of balance that out however it's looking, and then it's always 5 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. If you can
Jaleel Farouk.
You don't have a single tight end yet, right? So that's
Nope.
got to be something that we're thinking about here at some point.
Do I? Luke Haas is still there. I mean, nobody's really going tight end.
Haas, I mean, if you Hogan Hansen's a guy that I know our team kind of likes at Michigan.
Oh, good. Interesting.
I kind of have a sneaky love for Michael Smith at South Carolina. They had some really good things to say about him this spring.
See, I like the I guess it's changed on the, like last year, a big thing was like the one tight end, right? Like everybody was only just drafting one. Oh, shoot, I'm up.
Yeah, none of those teams did well.
They did.
That was the problem.
Oh, God, I'll just take him. Where'd he go? Oh, God, just draft the guy. Goodness. That's not even what I wanted to take. It's fine.
That's fine. That's a better pick than whatever else was going to happen with clicking with 2 seconds left.
I was going to go back to I was going to go back to Turbo here. That's who I was looking for. I just lost my train of thought. That's fine. We'll just star them so I can get some of these guys in here. Startarian. All right, wide receivers. Let's see here. Who do I want to try? And
I mean, I could be swayed to maybe look at the LSU offense. Because they're supposed to pass for like 4,000 yards this year, and just taking an LSU wide receiver and carte blanche in pretty much every draft, I think is not necessarily a bad idea.
I don't know. Barry and Brown really fills me with the warm and fuzzies.
And there's a couple guys left from TCU that could be intriguing as well. If we're trying to buy offenses that we think are going to pass for a ton of yards, which I think is maybe the play late in these drafts.
Where'd Hudson go? Where's Hudson at now? I forgot. I mean, he's been there.
I don't. Well, isn't he still at SNU?
Is that where he was?
He left.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just couldn't remember. I remember him you were talking TCU. I remember him at TCU. I couldn't remember exactly where he went.
Yeah, he's at SMU.
Zane Flores, Baylor Bears, starting at Oklahoma State. So at some point, Haas Haney will be starting, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, through spring it surprised me. That was a pretty steady drum beat that it wasn't Haney.
I thought about taking Retzlaff there, Baylor Bear, just because. Where do we think he goes, by the way? Isn't there rumors that he might be going to Notre Dame?
There was like a thing that like they maybe had called him, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, well, there went all the running backs I wanted.
I mean, Tennessee should be on the phone with him, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they've. I think that's like the best.
You don't believe in Aguilar?
I don't believe in anybody there. And it didn't seem like Tennessee fans would have too many quibbles about having him on the team. So
no, they wouldn't. But yes, Baylor Bear, we're gonna take Haas Haney. It's probably gonna be my last pick because I really don't think anybody else. Son of a gun! Everybody, speaking of Joey Aguilar, he just went off the board. Who do I want to go?
Sort by ADP. What's the top guy by ADP left?
Darian Dupree.
Who might not be the starter at Wisconsin. That feels risky.
Caden Fegan. Well, I'm thinking about reaching for one of these LSU wide receivers. They're not too far off the ADP of where I'm at.
I don't think I would take Xavier at this point. Chris Hilton Jr. is going to SEC Media Day.
Well, I just took him. I had 3 seconds left, so I got to take somebody at some point. All right, let's see here. Nope, go back. So
what's your team ADP construction right now? You've got 3, 5, 6, 1. So we need 2 more quarterbacks, 1 more tight end, and then just filling in it.
I just don't love the quarterbacks that are available. I want to take my boy Xavier Townsend. I really do. Just because the vibes.
I've literally never heard you talk about Xavier Townsend before.
Back in the day, that's it.
He's your boy.
Ja'Cory Barney. That would make Felix happy. Doesn't he still have Ja'Cory Barney ranked as like a top 10 wide receiver?
Very possible. He had him very high. I mean, the problem is you already have.
I'll just take Hogan Hansen. I'll be done. There's my 2 tight ends. We're done. Done with tight end.
The problem is you already have Dane Key. So Barney does probably.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I took Dane Key, didn't I?
With that build.
Because I panicked.
Based on this. Look who's in the chat. Traylon Miller is going to be the wide receiver one of Colorado.
You can't see.
I mean, I think he's the best player. I don't know if he's going to be the best fantasy guy.
Add him.
Tough to say. I just don't know.
We can add him.
I just don't know.
Why not?
If because I think Salter's not very good, and so I don't know if the way they solve the Salter problem is hucking it deep to Joseph Williams or just hitting underneath stuff to Draylon. I don't know which is the solution there.
Question: where are we at with some of the freshmen? Last year when we were doing these drafts, whoops, wrong thing. My bad. Is it back up there now? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Last year, we were talking about this a lot, right? Like Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams were going really late in these underdog drafts, and we were like, you should try and grab those guys. Like they're probably the ones. Are there any that we think are going to do that this year?
Well, just a Corian, right? Unfortunately.
What about what's his name at Alabama? Brooks. Do we think he has a chance to do anything?
I mean, he's probably their wide receiver, like 3 at best, right? And probably kind of like the 4th guy that rotates in quite a bit.
Oh crap! They just depleted my queue here. I really need a wide receiver. I don't really like any of these players. Malachi Fields, does he lead the room at Notre Dame?
Yeah, it'll be interesting because they actually have like him, Greathouse, Will Pauling, some other guys too there.
All right. I really need to get some quarterbacks here. So what are we looking at? Do I just take my boy Haas Haney? Just roll with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there has like upside.
Taven
but if
Jackson,
you take him, then because you only
Elijah
have 2
Brown?
quarterbacks, right? You absolutely have to make sure the other guy you take is going to be a starter this year.
I don't know who I feel good about being a starter out of these lists, and I'm rolling down right.
I mean, you passed like 8 starters on your way down the list.
Yeah, but I mean, which ones do I feel good about? Noah Fafita at 1-11 Arizona.
Chandler Morris, maybe, of that group.
Yeah, probably. Malik Murphy. Just kidding.
They don't play a good schedule.
Yeah, but he's not good. Oh God, I got to fix somebody.
I mean, the only reason Malik Murphy was even semi-viable last year is because Duke chucked it around a ton. But I don't think that's what's going to happen
Elijah Brown,
Oregon State.
I just don't know what to think about Stanford right now. I actually do like Elijah Brown, but I just don't know what to think of Stanford. We're not all in on Stanford like we were last year.
2 years ago, I think. Or was that last year?
No, it was last year. Yeah, because everybody was grabbing help me out here, running back that we all love that I stole from Mox in one draft because he had like 99 or 100% of ownership share or something like that.
Oh, Ashton Daniels.
No, running back. We even got Bud Elliott in on him. I forgot who it was though. For life of me, the name. Yeah, I can't remember the.
It's a fever dream now.
But yeah.
All right, so Matt, just something for you to think about right now. You have 3 quarterbacks with a week 13 bye week.
Okay, that's fine.
So the other quarterback that you take absolutely cannot, because we're assuming this team's going the distance. Yeah. Cannot have.
What's Haas Haney's
bye week? I'm checking it out right now for you.
Because that's who I'm leaning towards taking as my last quarterback.
Haney has 11, 3 and 11.
Look at that. I just don't know.
That would work for you.
You know who I actually kind of like, or at least I liked him. I graded him very highly. It's this guy right here. But
that's another one though, where I think he probably starts because they brought him in specifically. But right now, I think a lot of places have Grayson James listed as the starter.
He was recruited by Bill O'Brien too, wasn't he? Or was that after Brian left? Was that after Bob left? I can't remember.
He would have still been there because he left right after they got Sayin, right?
Yeah.
So Lonergan's a year older than him. But I mean, they brought in 2 guys that class, so I don't know that he was specifically.
I don't want to double up LSU wide receivers either here, but
I want to take the Wake guys so bad, but I think that if they run that Deshaun Purdy guy out there, that they might pass for 80 yards a game. Seriously, it's going to be very bad.
It's my last wide receiver. Is what it is. Oh God, I only have 2 picks left. I gotta grab a quarterback.
Yes.
And probably one more running back.
No, it has to be a quarterback. Oh yeah, a quarterback and a running back. Yeah, that's probably where you want to go.
Oh, I know. I just got it's going to be between Haney and Lonergan. I've got to make a decision.
Let me look up Lonergan's. We don't even have Dylan Lonergan in our rankings. That's how low we.
Riscano or Owens? Riscano or Owens?
Riscana probably. Riscana probably has. It's probably similar upside. That's a tough one.
I'll just take them. I think they played the better, easier schedule. All right, it's down to Haney and Lonergan. Last pick. Unless I just go with my boy Aiden Childs. Is he still on the board? No, someone must have taken him. There's no way he's this low.
Haney?
No. Aiden Childs. I was just gonna take Childs.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah.
Michael Hawkins. Any takers? Miles O'Neill, possible starter at Texas A&M at some point.
It's slim pickings down there.
I'm just gonna take Haney. As long as nobody drafts him.
God, I hope the person right in front of you takes him.
That's all right. Then I'll take Ricky Collins for the vibes. I mean, am I just misremembering how bad I thought Steve Angeli was? Like, I think he's fine, but I don't think he's probably he's a lot closer to Kyle McCord than Collins is. But like Collins, I think is a much better, just dynamic athlete and everything.
I mean, I think the way they went after Angeli when he hit the portal was pretty telling. It was like dropping some, a rat into a snake's cage or whatever, and it just snapped it up real quick.
Right, but like maybe they need backups. Who's else is on that roster?
I don't. They've paid him a lot of money.
Yeah,
I don't think you're attacking a person like that in the portal that quickly.
Okay, look, all I'm saying is, granted, this was a while back. Syracuse head coach Fran Brown named redshirt sophomore Ricky Collins Jr. as Syracuse starting quarterback with less than 5 months before LSU.
That was before Angeli got there, though.
I understand that. I'm just saying. It'd be really weird for him to just like back up, like, my bad. Changing my mind.
Knowing Fran Brown, no, that would be like the most normal thing Fran Brown did this week, I feel like. He's kind of a loose cannon.
Did you hear that? I wasn't talking to you, bud, but thank you. This is like really bad storm about to hit here, apparently.
Well, you got to get your one pick in, so you tell the storm to back up for a few minutes.
I don't know. A lot of the stuff's like, yeah, he's got valuable experience, but it's going to be Ricky Collins.
I mean, you're not taking him. Do not take Ricky Collins. Do not.
Why not? Oh, wait, did it end? Oh, God, did I not get to make my final pick? I was not paying attention at all. Oops. Well, I don't know who I picked. It was not a quarterback. Who was my final pick?
Click on the thing. It says you have one entry. Go click on your entry.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not seeing anybody in here, anybody different than what I drafted.
Carlos Hernandez.
Well, best of luck to this team with my 3 quarterbacks. Is it 3 or 4 on my week 13 bye?
3 of the 4. So
3 of the 4. That's all right.
There.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We got it. All right. We doing this again tomorrow? Maybe with Chris K, someone who actually knows what they're doing. He can tell me how stupid I'm being as I'm drafting with him.
I will not be here, but
okay.
If others would like to be, that is perfectly fine. And Egger says preference on the round 2-3 running backs and anyone that sticks out. I'm not taking Durham. I'm not taking Durham there. I think that's really early. What do you think about that?
I agree. I'd probably take Joyner. I'm also like very low on Hardy compared to it seems like everybody else at this company. So, I continually get called out for saying I don't think he's going to be better than what he was last year. So,
well, you got called out for saying that you didn't believe that he would maybe be like Missouri quality.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a guy who what did he rush for last year? It was over 1,000 yards, right? I said I don't think he does what he did last year. And then it's been thrown in my face because Eli Drinkowitz has 1,000-yard rush every year. I'm like, that's great. They've all been much better athletes than Ahmad Hardy. Much better. Just much better players in general.
Didn't we debunk that? Wasn't Cody Schrader a terrible athlete in our database?
No, Cody Schrader is actually a decent athlete, but then it was pointed out that he was much better than Ahmad Hardy. Ahmad Hardy is not a good athlete. he's very bad in our database. But it was pointed out that because everything gets updated, that maybe Cody Schrader wasn't while he was in college, but it changed due to not the pro day scores. What's the combine? Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, Schrader's at 0.375 and Hardy's at 0.124.
Yeah, I know. I know Hardy's bad. That was my whole point. It's like I just don't know. They've got it. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Trust me, I've got a lot of stuff, a lot of comments saved. Really looking forward to this season and see what Ahmad Hardy does. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but I don't like Durham there.
Yeah,
I just think that offense is going to be a pass funnel, and they can keep bringing in like multiple running backs every offseason.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. I don't think this one's going to do it, but that's all right. It's the first one. I might do another one on my own tonight and then maybe post it, but we'll see.
You can do it while we're about to record the official, so you can draft while we're doing the official. Perfect.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Well, thank you folks for hopping in here tonight, following along with us as two very much amateurs navigated their way through a Underdog best ball draft. Make sure you're tuning in. We're probably going to do one of these basically every night at some point on the YouTube channel here, and check out everything that we have relating to our to best ball over at campuscant.com. Like I said at the beginning of the show, every membership tier has access to these best ball rankings, starting at the $2.99 a month walk-on membership, $29.99 a year, and everything above that has them as well. You can go and you can download our rankings. You can we talked about the schedule matrix, all those kinds of things. We have kind of a draft tool as well. You can kind of check on the probability of players lasting. As we get more and more data, the tool becomes more and more accurate. So lots of different things for you guys over there. Apparently Matt and Chris K are going to be on tomorrow night. So tune in there for that one. Thanks for tuning in this tonight, guys. And we'll draft another winner tomorrow.